Okay. Should I use English or Chinese?
English.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Blender is a software to create the. You can create either with a 3D model or image editor. So today I'm gonna first introduce how to use it at the 3D module. So this is a homepage when you enter the software. So this is an object, and the main page is to see the 3D viewpoint. You can see here, and you can also drag the you can split the screen into separate screen and to see different view of the same view. Like here, you can still use a 3D viewpoint, and in the down below panel, it's a control panel for the video. Or you can also, and normally we use a shade editor to edit the properties of the 3D object. And here are some basic operation is you can, because it's a 3D scene, so you can rotate the scene with X, Y, Z axis like this. And here you can delete, and you can also delete the things. And all the object you create or delete will show on the right side. Here is a list. So now we have the default object is a camera. The camera is used to capture the view, which we show or export the images. And the light is we create to add light to shade, apply to the 3D objects. And here we can add a new object. Normally we use the combo press Shift A to call it a menu. So there are multiple objects. Like the mesh is normally we use the 3D objects like a plane, cube, circle. And we can also import the images, and we can add a light here, add a camera. So most objects can be added from this call-out menu. And here, for example, we add a plan. So it's a plan. And the plan, we can move the plan. We press G and we can move it freely. Or after we press G, we can also press X to only move on the X-axis and press Y to move on the Y. So this function is because we need to create multiple objects. So sometimes we need the objects on the designed location to make the optical flow follow the design pattern. And for the location, we also can use here. There's a more specific location designer. Here we can allocate the X, Y, Z coordinate, the rotation degree, or the scale. And after that, I'll show how to apply some material to shows if we want to make a plane follow some properties, like it can let the light go through the objects. So here we can use first we need to call out the shade editor. Press here, and we can see on the right side, left right side is a material properties. I can here add a new material. Okay, so it's add a material named 001 on this object, and there are many properties here, like the specular, metallics, emission, alpha, and so on. So here is this is the properties shows here for the material. And for example, if we want to use an image instead of a plane, we can add here image texture like this. and we can add a new image. For example, I can use a picture, select a random picture, and connect the color with a base color. There's a red dot on the left menu, and connect the red color, yellow color on the right menu. After connect this, we can see the plane can use, we can use the image instead of plane. And we can also make the SDF. So if we want to make the image transparent, you can see there's okay. So here we can add another editor. So this editor is to apply a specific properties to our object. So this is a transparent object. So we just need to connect the color. We do not use the principal BSF, delete it, and connect the color with the image. And the BSF will connect to, because the image is a 2D image, so we connect to the surface. So it's transparent. It doesn't show the image. And if we want to show the image is partial transparent, we can twin the alpha. So there's alpha here. So it will define how much the light can go through the image. And next thing is we can talk about how to use the light. So the light in the Blender, there has 4 types of light. You can see here, there's point light, and sunlight, a spotlight, and area light. So the area light normally create a light just like a cylinder. And the point light or spotlight is create like light shows in the picture is like a cone. So we can first use a point light, and then we can define the power here. The more strong power can go through a longer distance, because in the Blender, it will also simulate the decay when the light will decay according to the distance. So we can find the light here. It's here. So we can move the light on the image. So now we can now see if the light is just on the top of the image. So we can add another panel here to show. Right, you can see we can make the light just on the images, and we can see from different angles.
Do we actually see the change of the image?
Right, but it needs another so here. Yeah, there are 3 modules. One is this one is a quicker way, so you can only see the objects without nothing extra definition. And this one is you can see the without the rendering effect, just the object to define. And this one is you can see the effect, but this one works slow on the laptop, so because it needs rendering every time you add a new object. Yeah, and then we can try if we want to create a plane area light, we can add a light area here. And we can move the area light. Here you can see the area light. Because it's not on the image, so we can move it to the image. Now you can see their effect for the object light. Okay. And if we want to show the light path for the area light, we can add another object. Like we can add a cylinder here, and just under the light path, and to create a new material, which they can let the light go through the cylinder. So here we can use a transparent material. And the color, you can just randomly define a color and connect to the volume. So this is gonna be a transparent 3D volume. You can see the light is just on top of the, so it's not coordinate. And from different angles, to make sure the object is just on the images. You can see they have the exact same location. Now we can change the light. And so this is fully transparent. So this is a module we create now. And if we want to export the created scene as an image, we can use a camera. So here we already have a camera just look like this, and we can change the camera location. And we press 0, we can see from the camera view. So like this. So the view inside this box will be the image we export. And if we want to see the more details, we can use rendering here. We can render the image, and there is time to processing to sample the point from each frame. And another useful thing is we can use this software to edit the images. For example, we can add an image used from reference. So here you can see it's a image of I think it's a cell. And if normally we use the cell can be not that transparent when we overlay the images on the other images. So here we can add the, just like before, we can add a new images, and to define the opacity and the depth size to add more useful properties on these images. So the way,
Yeah, can you overlay this cell to the card image? Is that possible?
yeah,
Put it to the same plan.
right. Rotate. Rotate. Yeah, you need to make the image transparent.
Yeah, there's no opacity is one.
Right. But it's not that obvious because they may have some different angles. I think basically that is a usage for.
This is very unique for a 3D object. For example, sometimes we want to show, right? Especially for Tianyuan stuff. So if we have a 3D graph, the graph is in 3D, right? And we want to show, okay, on this cut, it looks like this, something like that. We basically want to merge a 3D object with a 2D cut like this. The 3D can be transparent, it's a single color, white color or purple color, whatever. It's 3D model and it's transparent. And we have a 3D section. Is it possible to import a 3D?
Yes, right. You can see here, like I can import a cube, and I can move the images just inside the cube. And if you make the cube transparent, you can only see the images in the cube.
Okay, so is that possible to import any shape? For example, can I save this as a 3D matrix?
Yes, but
0, 0, 0, except that the graph is 1.
yes, you can create a complex 3D volume here.
Yeah, this is actually very useful for reading stuff, right? Sometimes you want to show multi-scale. Now you mostly use PowerPoint or other people's work, right? But the PowerPoint is not make really good this multi-scale. With this tool, you just have 3 square and the overlay is 3 on this. But here, if you can render a 3D volume versus a 2D slice, then your picture will be in a higher level, right? So now you show some diffusion tensor like this, right? But if you can show, okay, this is a 3D graph, and then my slice is from this slice, then it's fantastic. Yeah, this is actually very useful. Okay.
Yes,
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.